Don't resist.
I don't touch you. We know you. Easy boys.
I will put you in the back of my car. Go over there. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're impeding my investigation, sir. Pray. Put your hands behind your back, or you're going to end up getting tased.
Everyone expects rookie cops to make mistakes, but what happens when those mistakes turn into full-blown abuse? In this video, we're looking at moments where rookie cops got tricked by criminals or by people they treated like criminals. These are cases where officers let their egos lead, only to be outsmarted, exposed, and caught on camera.
Sir! Excuse me! Come over here. Come over here. No, come over here.
I'm heading over here.
What?
I'm heading over here.
Yeah, I want to talk to you real quick. Come on.
What?
You're wearing a black ski mask. It's 50 degrees outside. Come over here. Walk this way.
I'm going to the auto zone.
Okay, you're not walking there. Now you're going to talk to me.
You got something to arrest me for?
No, I've got reasonable suspicion to contact you, so come over here.
That's not reasonable suspicion.
Yes, it is.
No. I got a lawsuit going in Titus.
Sure, we can work on a lawsuit.
Oh, they jumped me, bro. I was walking from my mama's house.
Okay.
And they jumped me. It's on YouTube, bro.
Let me tell you why I'm stopping you, okay? Because it's 50 degrees outside. You're clearly not cold because you're wearing a shirt. And you're wearing a black ski mask walking down Bridge Street. You understand why that's kind of strange? It's not illegal, but I just want to figure out what's going on.
Privacy, right?
Sure, but it's also...
This police officer was too bored at work and decided to find someone to pick on to boost his ego. As soon as he saw a man walking around with a ski mask on his face, he took that as a reason to approach him, as if wearing a ski mask automatically meant the man was a criminal. But that was just the first in a series of mistakes the officer made.
Sir! Excuse me! Come over here. Come over here. No, come over here.
I'm heading over here.
What?
I'm heading over here.
Yeah, I want to talk to you real quick. Come on.
What?
You're wearing a black ski mask. It's 50 degrees outside. Come over here. Walk this way.
I'm going to the auto zone.
Okay, you're not walking there. Now you're going to talk to me.
You got something to arrest me for?
No, I've got reasonable suspicion to contact you, so come over here.
That's not reasonable suspicion.
Yes, it is.
No. I got a lawsuit going in Titus.
Sure, we can work on a lawsuit.
Oh, they jumped me, bro. I was walking from my mama's house.
Okay.
And they jumped me. It's on YouTube, bro.
Let me tell you why I'm stopping you, okay? Because it's 50 degrees outside. You're clearly not cold because you're wearing a shirt. And you're wearing a black ski mask walking down Bridge Street. You understand why that's kind of strange? It's not illegal, but I just want to figure out what's going on.
Privacy, right?
Sure, but
wearing a ski mask isn't illegal, but this officer treats it like a crime, twisting reasonable suspicion into a blank check for harassment. He ignores the law, dismisses the man's rights, and demands ID like he's owed obedience. And just wait, this power trip is only warming up. The real abuse is about to begin.
Only if I was being... But it's only illegal if I'm being ignorant or threatening to somebody. You understand?
Okay. I didn't say it was illegal. I did not say it was illegal. I'm saying suspicious. That's why I contacted you.
Well, I don't want this contact.
Okay, you're not free to go yet because I got a couple things I got to ask you, okay? So, what's your name?
No. You could put on there, like, jolly fat citizen.
No, that's not. Reasonable suspicion.
I'm on my way.
No, you're not going anywhere right now.
I'm on my way to right here.
Not right now?
Yes, I am, bro.
No, you're not.
Call your superior.
Not right now.
Call your superior.
I've got someone coming over to talk to me, so let me explain what I need from you. I need your name and your address and just what you're doing.
I'm finna record this.
Sure, it's all being recorded from me too.
All right, but I'm gonna get the footage. I got it from Titusville, Florida. You can look it up on YouTube. I'll show you.
I don't want to look it up.
I'll show you this.
Okay, so what's your name? Do you have your ID on you by chance? Does that make it easier?
No, sir.
Okay.
You understand?
This officer keeps repeating reasonable suspicion like it's a magic phrase, but legally it requires facts, not fashion choices. A ski mask and a sidewalk aren't crimes, no matter how badly he wants them to be. He ignores constitutional limits, dodges the man's questions, and clings to authority without substance. When you can't justify a stop, you intimidate instead, and his excuses are about to get bolder and more desperate.
As well.
I mean, I don't really want to see the video. I mean, I trust you.
But I'm just headed to get a part for my vehicle.
Okay.
It's none of your business, and I'm on my way.
Okay. So the reason I'm stopping is for reasonable suspicion. Okay.
You have to suspect me of a crime.
Okay.
Not just say
so let me explain.
Or I assume.
Let me explain why that's suspicious. Because it's 50 degrees outside.
How you doing, sir?
You're walking around with a ski mask on, and you're walking down Bridge Street. You're clearly not cold because it's 50 degrees out. You're wearing a t-shirt.
Public sidewalk.
So what?
Being ignorant or frightening to people. You know what I'm saying? So other than, you know, the whole you're not allowed to wear a mask if you're being threatening, then I'm fine. I'm just walking a public sidewalk to a store to buy.
Okay, I just explained to you what I contacted you
I don't need to give you my name.
You need to give me your name,
anything.
your address.
The officer was so confused by his own authority that he didn't even realize he was admitting the truth that there was no crime, yet somehow he believed that not giving a name was grounds for handcuffs. In reality, unless a person is suspected of committing a crime, they're not required to identify themselves, but instead of knowing the law, this cop was busy inventing his own, and it's only about to get worse from here.
Your system asked you what was my name, but you could put Jolly Fat Citizen was not doing anything wrong.
I'm going to put you in handcuffs if you don't give me your name.
I'm going to show you the video entitled.
I don't want to see the video. I'm telling you what's going on right here.
There's no reason for you to put me in handcuffs.
Because you're not identifying yourself.
Can you tell me what crime I committed?
I'm stopping you for reasonable suspicion.
No, you have to have a suspicion on crime for me to identify. I looked up the Colorado deal. You have to suspect me of a crime. Suspect me of a crime. I'm walking from my vehicle that's down. I just told you that, and that's all you need. I have no.
Identify yourself.
I have to identify. I can tell you my first name, maybe.
Your first and last name.
But that's not going to help you with a crime that I haven't committed.
Okay.
You understand that? How would that help you with a crime that I haven't committed?
Okay, sir. At this point, I need your name, your address, and
you're going to take me to jail, right?
I don't want to put your hand.
It's almost impressive how confidently this officer demands obedience while admitting he has no lawful reason to detain the man. He rambles about contact and suspicion, yet never names a crime because there isn't one. The man's only offense was asserting his rights, and that made him a target. But brace yourselves because his need to dominate is about to override basic justice.
All I want right now.
I know, but I kind of like you want the threatening portion of it, but you don't want to put me in jail because there's nothing to put me in jail.
I don't want to even handcuff you.
I'm going, man.
I just need to contact you for reasonable suspicion. I just need your name and your address.
This is the only way poor people can get money, man. You come snatch me up, take me to jail.
I don't want to put you in handcuffs.
Why? Identify yourself to law enforcement. For what suspicion of what crime? Where's the camera I'm talking to? You got one?
I got
it. Okay. All right. A suspicion of what crime? I'm walking on a public sidewalk, right? And that's not a crime. And there's no reason other than if I was threatening to somebody for you to worry about anything with my privacy. It's not IDF, Israeli Defense Force territory. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I mean, I get it, but I'm just headed this way. I've not done anything wrong, right? I just walked on a sidewalk from my vehicle that is down, and I'm trying to go fix it.
The officer clings to the man's name like it's a missing piece in some imaginary puzzle, yet still can't name a single law that's been broken. This is about power dressed up as procedure. The man's refusal to submit frustrates the cop, who now threatens identification either way, a quiet hint at coercion. And if you think this was just a bluff, wait until you see what happens next.
Go to the auto parts store.
I've explained to you what I need from you. Are you going to give me your first and last name and your address? Or not? Are you going to give me that or not?
Are you going to take me to jail?
I don't want to take you to jail. All I want is your name, your address.
I'm done. I'm done because I'm
so you're not
trying to get worked up.
I'm
just trying to get. I'm getting worked up.
Are you sure you don't want to just tell me your name? Like that's all I want to do, and I can let you go if you just tell me your name, first and last name, and your address.
But that doesn't stop me from a crime that I haven't committed. That doesn't aid you in identifying a crime.
Okay, I'm going to identify you either way. Is this okay? Okay.
We headed back this way?
Yeah, I'll head that way.
The officer's refusal to call a supervisor immediately is not just unprofessional, it's strategic. When cops know they're operating on shaky legal ground, they delay oversight and tighten their grip. At this point, the man is being treated like a criminal simply for knowing his rights. Ask if he has anything that could hurt the officer is just a weak attempt to justify a search, and yet the worst is still ahead.
Y'all got a supervisor?
I do. He's not here. He's busy right now.
Oh, okay. Can you get him on the phone?
I'll let him know what's going on. If you want to talk to him, sure, I can do that.
Sure, thank you, sir.
Anytime you face my wheel right here. 6-1 code 5 with the mail. Do you have anything on you I need to know that's gonna hurt me, stick me, poke me? Needles, nothing like that?
I got a tablet, a phone. I'm using to look at the YouTube videos how to fix my vehicle. Okay. I'm gonna leave stranded because you're taking me, kidnapping me, right? And
So nothing's
I got
drugs?
vaporizers, and that's it. No,
Okay.
I think I got money and probably I might got maybe my debit card on me because it's illegal to be around here without currency, right? Y'all gonna snatch me up, but it's not, you know.
The officer attempted to sound knowledgeable, as if quoting legal language could excuse the stop, but reasonable suspicion was never meant to be a tool for guesswork. He offered no clear facts, only assumptions based on appearances and location. His reference to a high-crime area revealed more about his prejudice than any real threat. Instead of applying the law, he bent it to fit his narrative.
You realize we could avoid it all this
But I don't have an address or a name for you.
So
I haven't committed any crime.
You have no name.
I have a name, but why do I have to give it to? What crime did I commit?
Okay, in Colorado, we're allowed to stop someone
For a
if we
crime.
believe, if we have reasonable suspicion
Of what
that a crime.
crime?
Listen,
Sir,
just listen to me.
just
Don't
tell
interrupt
me,
me.
brother.
Just let me talk.
Tell me what
Okay,
crime.
don't interrupt me. I'll explain it to you. Okay? Just don't interrupt me. And I'll explain it all to you. Okay? If you have
It
questions,
better
then
work
ask me.
though. What you saying better work.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so in Colorado, we can stop someone if we have reasonable suspicion based on articulable circumstances that there has been, will be, or could be in the future a crime committed.
All right,
So
and
based
neither
on,
of you
so
here.
just let me
I've
keep this-
already.
Just don't interrupt me. Let me keep going. Okay. Okay. So based on the articulable reason of you're walking down Bridge Street with a ski mask on, when
Not
it's not
illegal.
that cold. No, it's not illegal. But based on
Thank
the
you.
fact that we have a high crime area right.
The officer ignored every reasonable opportunity to de-escalate. Instead of verifying the man's story by observing from a distance or simply listening, he chose to escalate a situation that required no intervention in the first place. His actions reflected a deep unwillingness to be proven wrong. Rather than allow the truth to speak for itself, he insisted on forcing control. At this point, it became painfully clear that ego had overtaken the uniform.
But
You're
just
not
wanna
cold,
snatch me, you won't
and you're
take my
wearing the
word.
ski mask.
But I'm headed to
And
the
then
store, bro,
because
to
of-
fix my
just
vehicle.
let
You don't
me
want me
keep
to fix my vehicle.
Just let me keep
You
talking.
want to
Just
tow
interrupt
it.
me and I'll explain it to you. I don't want to tow you. You don't even know where your car is.
You want to take me to jail too?
I don't want to take you to jail.
Well, then why don't you leave me alone and you can investigate by
going
looking at me
to.
go to my store.
I was
and then
literally
you can
just trying to-
investigate by watching me go to my car. Make
was
sure the
gonna
camera
just grab
gets this. You can investigate
your name and your
by
address.
watching me go. I don't have an address.
Can you spread your feet
bro.
for me?
I
Fine.
don't
If you said
have-
you're transient, that's
what
fine.
I'm saying, dog.
This is you? Yes.
I wouldn't have anything illegal on me.
So you have to realize
somebody
that-
else's name.
You have to realize in our day-to-day, we get people
I got this.
all
I got
day,
a
every day,
lawsuit
okay?
in Florida going about this, man. Yeah. Ask them pull the file stem out so I can inject it with fuel like that. I want to get a rubber hose, bro. It's one of those business. I have to get the footage of this, bro.
The officer saw the mask as a challenge not to his safety but to his authority, so he reached out and pulled it off, not because he had to, but because he could. He used the badge as a free pass to violate someone's rights, knowing there'd be no consequences. And still, no supervisor arrived. That silence spoke louder than the handcuffs ever could.
Why now?
Because it's my right to privacy, and I look like a bum, and that's none of your business, you know? So, you're right, none of your concern, anything like that.
I want to take your mask off, okay?
Oh, why you taking my mask
So I can see who you are. I'm not going to have you in the back of my car.
Bro, this is all illegal, bro. I should headbutt y'all fuck niggas right here in the face, bro. I'm telling you, on camera, man, they're literally kidnapping
No
me.
stats, no addition.
Bro, please bring the supervisor. Y'all literally taking
No,
me in
that's
because you
not
want to, bro. I'm literally trying to fix my car, man. Crazy, man. I don't know none of my people's phone numbers, dog. You gonna give me my phone to give you this? Whatever, man. What's your name?
Officer Dog.
Yeah, man. Officer, thanks for kidnapping me. Thanks for kidnapping me, sir. I appreciate it.
Colorado?
No, sir.
After dragging the man into custody, the officer casually joked about it as if unlawful detention were just part of the day's routine. They rummaged through his things, trying to piece together a justification after the fact. A classic move when you know your stop won't hold up in court. Only now, when the damage was done, did the supervisor suddenly become available.
Good man for kidnapping me.
The card just is a gift card, so there's no name on it. So
Okay.
that's the best.
Okay. Let's look him up in here. We'll see if we can find anything.
Can you take a picture and put your hacker too?
Yeah. I'm going to go through the limit. It's John, right? Do you want to talk to my supervisor? He's right here, actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll go get it for you, okay?
They turned to a debit card for identification, which was their last-ditch effort to justify an arrest they had no legal grounds for in the first place. Do you also agree this was about finding anything they could twist into a reason for detaining him? And when he refused to speak further, they took offense, as if silence wasn't his right.
You don't know? We have a debit card to try to identify this person.
He doesn't want to talk to you, too.
He wants to.
Just as the supervisor stepped in, the body cams conveniently went silent. A brief muted moment. Always telling, always strategic. Cops only mute cameras when they don't want the public to hear what's really said. It's the modern version of closing the door during an interrogation. Whatever was discussed, it wasn't for transparency, and just like that, the charade resumed.
Hey, John, can I get you out of here, okay?
Sorry.
So I'm gonna face this. I'm gonna take the handcuffs off you, okay? Am I holding that?
Pretty sure I just. Hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw you. Hold on.
Okay. This is my supervisor, by the way, Sergeant Morowski.
Hey, what's up, man? Is it John? John, I just ran your information. You're in a Green Ranger parked over off of.
Now that a supervisor was present, the officers softened their tone, pretending they had just been trying to help all along, but the truth was easy to spot. They had ignored his explanation earlier, never passed it along. Convenient silence, selective memory, and muted cameras made sure their version stayed clean. What started as false suspicion now slid into polite damage control, but no amount of friendliness could erase what they had already done.
You were abandoning the car over at Walmart yesterday.
In the car.
Not yesterday.
Yeah, I stay in the back room.
Right. But then today, you were parked over there, and now it's just parked over there off Miller, isn't it?
Did y'all tell him what I told y'all?
No, I did
I'm
not.
going here to the auto parts store to fix it.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I work right here.
All right.
Right there.
Sounds
So,
good. Go ahead. Just read your feet for me.
Yeah, I told them that.
Just read your feet for me. Okay.
It's not illegal. And there's no crime. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that, sir. I'm just saying, it's a tense thing you do, bro.
I know.
You know?
All you do is just tell me your name.
You make like 3-4 times the average manager, bro, around here. And nobody can achieve anything more than being a manager a lot of times, you know, in life.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Look at me.
Yeah.
So you gotta turn around. Do you
Hang
understand?
my mask, please.
You know what? It's all in
Listen,
there.
hold on.
Thank you, sir.
The man had to explain, again, that walking with a mask isn't a crime, no matter how uncomfortable it made the officers feel. He even listed past encounters where supervisors apologized for the same baseless stops. But instead of learning from mistakes, these officers repeated them like a script. Judging by their record, they had no intention of changing.
Building is the next over here.
Well, I'm walking
Just
down the
hold on.
public
You know-
sidewalk.
you know
For
what
me
the
to know
next
every video. I'm not here to know every,
I understand, but do you
every
understand why
building
the-
that I'm walking upon
hear me
is
out.
going
Just let me
to from
finish.
one point to
Just
another,
let me finish
sir.
up. Literally last week, we had the exact same scenario. Where
Your
a guy-
camera's on too, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got this Castle Rock. I was door dashing in Castle Rock. Their supervisor apologized to me, told me to make sure I can still door dash there.
Okay.
Because there's nothing wrong with having a mask. In Titusville, Florida, I got it on YouTube, man. I was just walking from my mother's house. with a radio and a backpack full of waters, and I was taken into custody, threatened with arrest with the same thing, man. But I'm on a public sidewalk. You know, they tried to say I was bending down in the bushes, but the city hadn't cut the grass. So when I was getting my water bottles and switching my radio, you know, it looked as it looked, you know. But,
fair enough. And I totally get you, man. But hold on. So I just don't want him. When he's driving along and you're coming up on two schools right here, like two a middle school and a high school.
It's not illegal. If I was a young person with religious points of views, y'all acting like the IDF doesn't help anybody, brother.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're 100% right.
All right. I'm just making sure, bro. And literally, I spoke fluidly, you know, and I articulated what I was.
The officers weren't interested in where he worked, what he was doing, or what the facts were. They latched on to proximity, a liquor store, a school, as if geography alone could justify detainment. Instead of following him to observe peaceful behavior, they jumped straight to confrontation. The law never gave them the right to assume guilt based on where someone stood, but assumptions are easier when truth gets in the way of control.
That I didn't need to, you know what I'm saying? But
well, I gotta tell you though
about the two schools.
Congratulations,
but even when you're schools, bro.
Even when you're walking here with a mask, that's one thing. But you're parked outside of a liquor store over
there. I work at in that building. Okay, I work in the. I told your officer yesterday. Some guy with black hair underneath, young man, black hair.
Okay.
He saw me and asked me questions that didn't need to be asked. Where do I live? None of his business. I told him I worked there. You know, last night during my shift, I got gas and hit E85 and put it in my vehicle. My troubles seem to, you know, follow me on a public path to fix my. And then now y'all jumping me and kidnapping me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Kidnapping
detaining me for no reason is damn near kidnapping, bro. You know, even if you would like to try to create one, a school in proximity of a school, that's kind of ridiculous, you know, kind of to a point. You can follow and investigate. You would have saw me, like I told you, you would have saw me go there. They would have saw me jog to my mother's house. They would have saw me drink my water out of my backpack, no gun. The 911 call didn't even say I had a gun.
Better safe than sorry has become the lazy excuse officers use when they want to act first and justify later. An anonymous call, no description of a weapon, and still they moved in like it was a felony in progress. That's not caution. That's cowardice dressed up as concern. The man knew about the legal thresholds more than they did, and that made him dangerous in their eyes.
Suspicious, so I want to, you know, I'd rather call in and they're like, oh, it's better safe than sorry. And then told me I had a gun. I told them I didn't have a gun. The 911 caller, it's all on YouTube.
Oh,
no, this is all it's Titusville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was, and even if you suspected what you thought is right, that's not enough. I'm telling you, an anonymous call is also not enough. You know what I mean?
Well,
I can't even walk a public road as I wish. I have to know a little something, you know. But you can think about the schools. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. So are you trying to get down to where?
I'm trying to fix and move on before y'all can't get me no more, man.
Do you need a ride?
No, sir. I'm gonna hit this AutoZone, see if they got a hose I can use, or whichever one.
Okay, there's this one. There's a Napa halfway down the right.
Instead of admitting they overreacted, the officers shifted to blaming the public, warning him that others would keep calling as if harassment was now his responsibility. It's a cowardly way to justify profiling. Claim they're just responding to fear, then keep feeding that fear with every stop. The man explained himself with more grace than they deserved, but none of it mattered. His appearance had already made him a suspect for life.
Yeah, I had to do my drum breaks and same scenario. That's why I thought it would be okay, man.
Okay. You know that I'm just going to throw this out there. You know that we've now talked to you.
Yes, sir.
You know somebody's going to keep calling us, right?
Right, but you know
they're going to keep calling us, right?
Especially if you walk into AutoZone wearing a ski mask, like you understand why that's like weird for them. Yeah. They're like working behind the counter.
5 degrees up.
I live like this, man. So you know, I walked into O'Reilly's and everything like that too. You know, I could pull it down and be sociable. You know what I'm saying? And there's no problem with that.
I understand.
You know, but right here, when you see how bright it is, the cameras will be able to see that the Eskimos used to use this technology to be able to see far distance safely, like this. You know what I'm saying? When the bright is out, you know. So it's just too much, man. I don't have to.
In the end, the police had to release this man because it was the only right thing to do. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't prove he was guilty. But their apology came long after the damage was done. These rookie cops were tricked by the very person they tried to present as a criminal, and they had to swallow their pride. In the next case, it's even crazier. Speaking of rookie cops who got tricked by criminals, or at least the people they treated like criminals, meet the officers who showed up at the scene of an alleged fire. There was no fire at all. All the smoke came from a fog machine, as the firefighters had already confirmed. Still, this officer decided to use the situation as an opportunity to boost his ego.
What's going on? What's going on?
He's got a smoke machine in the house.
A smoke machine in the house?
Be quiet. You don't have to say nothing.
You got a smoke machine in the house? That's cool, man. What's your name, big dog?
What is your name?
I'm Deputy Rose. I work for the Sheriff's Office.
I'm sorry, Deputy?
I'm Deputy Rose. I work for the Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm here is because there's obviously smoke coming out of your house. So it gives me a reasonable suspicion that, one, somebody's trying to light your house on fire, which could be like an insurance crime or something like that. So that's the reason I'm asking for your name. So I legally am going to ask for your name, okay? So
have I committed a crime?
I have a reasonable suspicion that anybody here there's a possibly crime
committed. Have I committed a crime?
I'm not asking if you've committed a crime. I'm asking for your name.
Well, then I'm not going to give you my identification unless you think I've committed a crime.
Okay, well, I have a reasonable suspicion that both of you committed a crime right now. So
what is your reason?
The deputy arrived, already certain somebody was guilty, not of arson, but of challenging his authority. Even after learning it was a fog machine, he clung to imaginary crimes like insurance fraud to justify demanding names. He used reasonable suspicion like a shield, hoping no one would notice he had no legal footing. And the pressure he applies next will be even worse.
Well, I'm observing smoke coming out of your window. I'm not about to...
I don't see any smoke coming out of my video. Record that. Okay. Do you see any smoke coming out of the window?
Just so you guys are aware, I'm audio and video recording you as well.
Very good.
That's how that works. So these gentlemen have some smoke coming out of their house. I have a reasonable suspicion that there's probably a fire set in there, or somebody's trying to commit some kind of arson, and both of them are failing to identify themselves. So do you make sure I'm not overstepping anything here? But so what's your name, sir? We're going to ask you for your name, or you're going to be placed under arrest.
What's going to happen to me if I don't give it to you?
We're going to place you under arrest for obstructing, because this is now an investigation, okay?
What are you investigating?
Is there anybody, an arson and a vehicle, a house fire? Is anybody else in the house that would be in danger right now?
I live over there. Preston, you just be quiet. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you just stand there and just record.
Okay. You're more than welcome to record. There's nothing wrong with that.
When the officer realized he had no legal grounds to enter, he manufactured urgency, claiming there was a fire despite seeing none, gave it an excuse to grab, push, and control. The man wasn't being violent. He simply didn't want to be manhandled, half-dressed with no shoes and his pants slipping, but dignity wasn't a concern for these officers. Their priority was compliance at all costs.
Yes. Is there anybody else in the house right now?
Now, hold on.
Okay. If you touch
you got to have exigent circumstances.
I do. There's a fire in your home.
Do you see a...
Hands on your back. Don't resist. Don't resist.
I do not touch you. You know it. All right, easy, boys. Preston, make sure you record all of this.
We gotta be like that, man.
Now, before we go any further, are you listening to me, both of you? I need you to say one thing or another before I go any further. You need to hear this.
Sit down.
Watch your foot.
Sit down.
I do not have to sit.
I'm asking you to sit. Please sit.
I do not want to sit. I do not consent to any searches or... Hold on. My pants are going to fall off my ass. What you got to... Man, I got no shoes on. Ah! Dude, I ain't got no fucking shoes on. Ah! I think I cut my tie. Oh, easy. Ow! Ow!
Sit down, sir. Sit. You don't have shoes on. Sit down, sir. You don't have shoes on. I want you
I
to
have to pull my pants up or they're going to fall.
Do you have your weapons on you? No, okay, sit down for me.
Calling a barefoot man in visible discomfort uncooperative is the kind of lie that sounds official only through a badge. He was just trying to keep his dignity while being manhandled on his own property. The cuffs were tightened for punishment, and despite claiming it wasn't an arrest, the officer treated it like one. And worse was coming.
I don't know if I can do it. Hold on.
There you go. Kick this foot in
I'm
for
still
me.
not done yet. Hold on.
He's gonna help you a little bit. That's perfect. All right, right now you're not under arrest. You're just being detained, okay?
Oh!
Thank you, man.
Huh? What is it? Yeah, let's do it. Probably here. Back 141. I have one male detained. He's being very uncooperative.
That's the one male detained, uncooperative, 1637.
You loose these?
I got a finger in that one, sir.
Well,
I can get a finger in that one, okay, by our policy.
they're very tight.
Good. Sir, watch your foot. Sir, watch your foot.
I'm trying to get situated.
Sir, watch your leg. It's going to patch you.
Just sit back.
Okay, well, you just had it. There we go. 10-4. There's smoke coming out of the residence. He's being very uncooperative. I'm going to go ahead and do it if you can in the residence, make sure nobody's inside.
The irony couldn't be thicker. The same officer who played firefighter to justify a bogus detainment suddenly refused to step inside the house he claimed was an emergency. He talked tough until real risk appeared, proving it was never about safety. He just wanted the authority of a hero with none of the courage. And once the lies stopped working, the intimidation always gets worse.
Make sure nobody's in there hurt.
What's that?
You guys make sure nobody's in there dead or hurt. There's smoke coming out.
Well, we're gonna put masks on. Do a little in there.
Yep. Me
And I don't know if it's much lab or what.
Yep.
They're gonna pack up when they get in.
I'm not fire res. I'm not going in that motherfucker. Hell no, I'm not going in that thing. There's smoke coming out of it. He had smoke coming all out of his house, and
The officer mocked the man for defending his rights, casually calling him a pansy while bragging about how easily they took him down. He had no idea who the man was, yet still felt entitled to use force and judgment. And that is, guys, blind arrogance. And as usual, when power goes unchecked, humiliation becomes policy. Worse is still on the horizon.
I'm like, hey man, like your house is on fire. And he's like, don't come near my house. You have no legal right to be anywhere near me. And I walked up and I'm like, hey man, like, are you trying to burn your house down or something? I have a reasonable suspicion that something's going on here illegal. And he's like, I'm not talking to you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, we're going to make sure nobody's in your house dead, burning up. And he started getting all like panty and shit, so we just detained him. And I have no clue who it is. He kind of looks like Jason Turok, but I don't know what Jason Turok looks like enough to identify him. But he's that kind of guy. Yeah, if you don't mind just coming out here. Thank you. Thank you.
Right, 120, over here after the 120 around the Mason Dixon Highway, 1639.
I'm saying it's a smoke machine.
Okay. I mean, it might be. The reasonable suspicion is not. They just, hey.
Even with neighbors vouching for the man's character, the officer still hunted for doubt. Instead of taking their word or the obvious evidence that the house wasn't burning, he kept fishing for a reason to treat the man like a suspect. In their eyes, suspicion didn't need facts. It just needed someone they thought wouldn't fight back. And they weren't done pressing.
How's it going, guys? Does he have a smoke machine in there? Is he telling us the truth, or is he trying to light that thing on fire?
Dude, he just bought that place. He's renovating.
Okay, can I come up and talk to you? Okay.
I was cleaning. I came out here to yell for my husband.
Okay.
And he was in the yard, and there was smoke all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, no, my house ain't on fire. And because he stays to himself. He's
Yeah.
a very, very nice guy.
Okay, do you know his name?
Huh?
Do you know his name at all?
Yeah, his name is Will. Sean, help me out. I forget the last name.
Oh, I don't know. I just know talking to the guy. He spent several years in the military. Dude, don't bother nobody.
No.
Anything, if he was doing anything, I would.
The officer took a Halloween decoration and turned it into a fantasy about insurance fraud and murder because in his world, any refusal is a confession. Even with neighbors praising the man's character, he still painted him as suspicious. He needed a story that made Force feel righteous. And the further he stretched reality, the more dangerous his authority became.
Probably cleaning
Wilcox.
that 500-year-old chick.
Wilcox?
Wilcox.
Wilcox.
Yeah. And like I
Because
said,
to smell it, it smelled like a damn, it smelled like a block that you would put in your fireplace to clean your chimney.
I got you. Okay, like one of those creosote blocks?
Right.
Okay.
yeah, because he said he's doing that. It's going to be a Halloween theme. He said, but I can't tell you what it is because he said I'll spoil it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, listen, when
He is.
the fire department rolls up and there's smoke all coming out of your house, and then you're like, you're not getting anywhere near my house, it makes me think that one, you're trying to light your house on fire for insurance money, and two, there could be somebody injured, hurt, shot in the back of the
He
head in
just
there, and
bought
he's
that
lighting the
place.
place
He's
on
only
fire.
been here a couple
So that's the reason we put him in cuffs and everything. We're not out here.
Yeah,
Put so much money into that place.
The officer refused to acknowledge the obvious, that on all smoke signals danger. It didn't matter that the man had explained everything or that the neighbors confirmed it was part of a Halloween display. The officer wasn't interested in context because that would force him to admit he overreacted. What he needed was the threat to be real. Without it, his authority had no real weight.
Out here.
They moved the house back?
That horse and buggy is way back there and sat on the ground for the longest time.
Very cool.
And now it's sitting on concrete stilts.
Very cool.
But over the years, the floor sagged. He went through the whole thing from one corner to the other and jacked it all back up and put it on blocks.
Huh. How long has he had the house?
Couple months.
A couple months, not very long.
He got it off us, actually.
Probably 6 months.
No, we ain't having 6 months.
Yeah, he's had it
Maybe
for-
August.
Nice.
No, it ain't been. He's
July.
had it
You
longer.
guys didn't see him in like...
Somewhere,
Believe me,
yeah,
he's
3 or
done a
4
hell of a
months.
lot more
Somewhere,
work
yeah.
around here for
Yeah.
August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
July, I think, is when it ended.
Yeah, he just... you have smoke going out of your house, and then you're uncooperative with them.
Yeah.
You don't really give us anything. That's what kind of happens at
Yeah.
the beginning. He's, as I told him, he's on under arrest for
Again, it might
everything.
be a smoke machine. He might be.
It could be a smoke machine.
Yeah, I know it's for a Halloween theme.
To me, smoke is smoke. I don't know the
Right.
difference.
Faced with harmless fog, the officers still reached for a horror story. 2 people shot in the back, as if tragedy was always just around the corner. He spoke like someone addicted to drama, desperate for the situation to match the fantasy in his head. And when police start treating ordinary homes like crime scenes, they stop protecting the public and start policing their imagination.
Fire department cares too much.
But it's one of the long lines, one of them creosote blocks or something, because that smoke lingers and it's heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
And smoke machines do the same
Smoke
thing.
machines is the same thing. You said his last name is Will Cox?
His name is Will.
Will Cox. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
141.
141.
See if you can find a 27 for Will or William. Last name Cox, C-O-X. Smoke machine? Perfect. All you had to do is say that. That's what I told him. I said, so here's the thing, sir. Like, you have a smoke rolling out of your house. I've rolled up to the same thing.
The officer clung to worst-case scenarios like they were evidence. A past tragedy gave him permission in his mind to treat every citizen like a suspect. But fear is an illegal standard, and experience doesn't excuse violating someone's rights. Then came the classic cop deflection. All he had to do was explain, as if the burden to stay free now rests on how well you reassure armed men with badges.
And smoke was coming out, and the guy tried to burn the house down with people dead in there. So that's why we're like, hey man, like what's in the house? And we have a reason to say that because I've seen it before. He's seen it before. We've all been there. So when we ask, and you say, I'm not telling you, right? I'm going to go in and look because I want to make sure there's nobody in there drowning and getting shot, anything like that. So he's yeah.
Fire department too.
I got you. He's acting like that for no reason. All I had to say was, hey man, it's a smoke machine. We would have went, oh cool, dude, have a good day. And now he's going to go to jail.
negative.
Right? That's not smart. I mean, we're not out here trying to mess with people, but like we got to make sure people are safe.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are doing your job.
Yeah. I'm just doing what I have to do.
I mean, you got to arrest him.
I'm going to arrest him, yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to press charge. I mean.
Oh no, it's full for me now.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we can write him a ticket, but he's getting charged.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I had places to go to. That's what I told him. He said, listen, I don't want to be here either. Just tell me what's going on and I'll leave.
141 back there.
I appreciate it. Good.
Are you able to provide a birthday?
I'll try to.
Can you believe this cop actually arrested a man over a made-up problem? If the sources are accurate, this man spent a week in jail. Even 5 minutes would have been too much, but in the end, the police were the ones deceived because the man exposed them on social media. And that's just the first step towards justice. But what happens in the next case? Let's just say it makes this one look normal. Now let's take a look at the next case, featuring George Wingling, a man who knew his rights and wasn't afraid to say so. Deputy Robert Glasser had been called to resolve a dispute between a man and woman. It should have been a routine interaction, but instead of focusing on the people involved, Glasser let himself get distracted by someone else entirely.
Verbally abusive to these ladies.
I called her a couple names because I'm fed up with her harassing me every time I come inside.
Okay.
I'm here working for a man. I work for a man in here. He's my good friend.
Okay.
Personal assistant. Can I just set these things
Yeah,
down
of course.
for my bumper? This is my van.
No, I got you.
And so, officer...
Let's walk over here.
What's that?
Let's walk over here.
Sure.
So, it's
That's fine.
just easier that way.
Yeah, that's...
People don't yell and...
Not a problem.
You know.
Yeah, officer, this has been an ongoing saga since I came and, since I arrived here in July of 20.
Okay.
And so I was just about to get this thing out of here right now because I don't want to be towed away because I'm under terrible scrutiny for nothing. Okay, I'm telling you straight up. You want to know the truth? I'll never lie to an officer. I have done nothing to offend or violate the law in any way, shape, or form here except for using some profanity against that woman because she continues to call me,
The older one or the younger one?
The older one, Carrie.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she is a really nasty woman. I don't know why she continues to blindside me with her harassment and her incessant calling of you guys. Unnecessarily, unneeded calls.
At this point, George hadn't even entered the picture. The deputy was calmly speaking with a man involved in the original situation, a conversation that at first seemed routine. The man explained himself clearly, and the officer appeared to listen without judgment. Everything felt composed, almost professional, but don't be fooled. That calm tone won't last much longer. The moment control feels challenged, this deputy's demeanor is about to shift dramatically.
Because she doesn't like the fact that my client was dating a woman that she didn't like, and there was squabbling and fighting going on. Well, then finally, Lynn Marie Filippini, you probably know who she is.
No.
Well, anyway, finally, I don't want to make you feel like you're trapped.
No, that's why I came this way. As long as I can see that way, I'm good.
So anyway, there was a lot of contention and everything. That woman that brought me over here, Lynn, had to leave and vacate the premises for good, and now she has a restraining order against her. She can't come back anymore, but there was a lot of contention built up between Lynn and this Carrie. And then Carrie started calling me Lynn's boyfriend, which is entirely untrue. I don't know why she continues to do that. She continues to gossip, call me names, and call me dirty, nasty names. I forget what they were now. They were so awful. If I called it just now, I'd walk in the door and I hear her calling me a...
The deputy continued to listen to the man, who explained his side of the story with patience and clarity. There were no raised voices, no signs of danger, just someone trying to be understood. But rather than dig deeper and verify facts, the officer simply nodded along, content with service-level details. For now, it seemed like just another quiet call, but that illusion was about to break.
So I walked up the stairs and I confronted her and I said, "Don't you have anything better to do than to talk about my personal business in here?" And she snapped at me again. I go, "You're a..." And then I called her Later, after some more words were done, and then the after schools lady just immediately calls the management team leader, Bianca Hernandez, very fine people. I have no squalms with her. She has to do her job. I understand that. But here's the thing. They allow a young man who's underage. They want me out here because I'm not of age. It's a 55 and over.
Do you live here?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Technically, I'm not on the lease, and I'm not a registered guest.
Okay.
But I'm an invited guest by a client. My client, he has me come over. He asked her, he said, can't I have a friend? And she said, yeah, you can have a friend here. And so I have been his friend, and I have been responsible, and I have been forthright, and I don't break the law, and I don't do anything nefarious or whatsoever. I have a close relationship with God. I love people and God. I'm a good guy.
All
I'm
right.
not a criminal-minded guy. I'm not a criminal who doesn't care about anything else but himself. And then, I continue to be harassed by some of the people in here, telling me to, put on a shirt, and I don't need to put on a shirt. There's no laws in California telling me I have to keep a shirt on wherever I go.
While the officer was mid-conversation with this man, George simply walked by and made a remark. And just like that, the deputy lost all control. His attention snapped away from the original issue and locked onto George like a personal vendetta. In a moment, the calm was gone. The badge stopped serving the law and started protecting a grudge. And what followed would get even uglier.
Go, officer. And he's worried about me being seen by the children over here without a shirt on. This guy right here. Yeah.
All right, go over there. I'll talk.
Confronted me.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Go over there. I'll deal with you in a minute. Hey.
I do.
Hey.
Shut up.
Go over there or you're going to end up in the back of my car. You don't think I won't put you in my car?
I bet you not with these.
I will put you in the back of my car. Go over there. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're impeding my investigation, sir. Put your hands behind your back or you're going to end up getting tased. Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Because I said so when you're impeding my investigation
Why
now.
am I impeding your investigation, man?
Put your hands behind your back now.
What did I do?
Okay, you're going to get tased.
What?
Put your hands behind your back now.
For what?
Because I said so. You're impeding my investigation, sir.
Wow.
Put your hands behind your back now.
I can't even walk, man. What are you doing?
Sir, put your hands behind your back now.
What am I doing?
Put your hands behind your back or you're going to get tased.
Tased for what? I can't.
You're not listening to me.
Man, just put the cuffs on me, man. Damn.
The officer couldn't even explain what George had done wrong, but still dragged him to the ground screaming about impending an investigation. George was injured, confused, and still trying to comply, but the deputy had already decided this was how the story would end. This was frustration turning violent, and the badge would protect him long after the body cam stopped.
I didn't say I was going to put cuffs on you, sir.
Well, what are you doing, man?
I put you in the back of my car because you're impeding my investigation.
All I did was show you my knees.
Stop.
What the are you talking about?
Stop. I have it all on video.
Nah, I don't give a up, man. You gonna tackle me and
Sir, you fell to the
I
ground.
told you my knees are up. Lieutenant Smith, man. Walk.
11 visible.
Yeah, okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Because I said so.
Wow.
Put your hand, lay down on your stomach, put your hands behind your back. I already asked him to comply, he's not.
My knees are hurting, man. What did I do?
I have already explained it to you. You're impeding my investigation. Now you're going to end up in the back of my car and arrested.
Tell me, what kind of cop sees a man on the ground saying he can't walk and responds by yanking his arms and cursing at him? You saw it. George wasn't resisting, he was injured. And instead of offering help, the officer doubled down on force. At this point, you've got to ask yourself, was this about keeping the peace or making someone pay for talking back? Just wait, it gets worse.
Go over there.
You have to let him up. He's not going to be able to get up.
I'll wait till my partner gets here. Wait for my partner to get here.
I can't believe this.
I asked him to go away.
I understand.
What did I do?
Stop talking.
I can talk if I want. I'm older than your.
I don't care. Stop. Get.
What are you doing, man? Stop. What are you doing?
Stay here.
I can't walk.
Stop
you
trying to pull
doing?
away from me, man.
I'm not. How the f can I pull away? Why you think I laid down, man? The f is your problem?
Stop resisting, man. Okay.
Are you serious that you're going to do this?
Okay. They understand. Oh, you gonna get it.
You cow purrs, remember? You gonna get it. Oh, you.
When a cop starts screaming insults and calling residents stupid during an arrest, you know it's personal. The deputy couldn't handle being challenged, so he lashed out like a schoolyard bully with a badge. And instead of calming down, he waited for backup like a kid waiting for his friends to jump in. And believe me, backup only made it worse.
Your thing.
Stop.
Look at. No, get that camera and show what he's doing. I haven't done but walk right here
Sir,
where I
you're not
live, and you come do this to me?
Sir.
I'm a resident.
I don't care.
I've been living in Temecula
I
for
don't
12
care.
years.
I don't care. You're not listening to the orders.
Man, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Stop pulling your arm away from me.
You gotta let him up.
I will once my partner gets here. You keep pulling away from me.
How can I pull away from you, you dumb? How can I pull away from you? Oh, wait. You just...
Stop.
This is ridiculous. Wait till the watch command.
That's fine. It's all on video, sir.
It's your...
I didn't have to come at me. He refused to follow lawful order.
And you just came and attacked me.
Okay, we have different...
Okay.
Okay. I asked him to walk away.
I can't even walk. What are you talking about? That's how dumb you gonna look. Stupid.
Well, as for my safety, he's gonna have to.
Wow.
By now, the officer wasn't even pretending to act professional. He hurled insults, mocked the man's injuries, and barked orders like threats. For my safety became his shield and a vague excuse to justify violence in front of an audience. But people were watching, and the story was no longer his to control. When force replaces reason and witnesses start asking questions, even the most confident cop starts to sweat. And this one would.
My place for my safety.
Because he keeps pulling his hands away from me, ma'am. I don't know him.
That's because you came up.
You came and just attacked me. What are you talking about? I put a seniors on.
Stop moving around.
You're stupid, man. You're gonna be in trouble. Like your ass is gonna be in trouble.
Okay, great, sir.
Okay. You're stupid. This is how stupid this is. You're stupid.
Right.
And bring the watch commander, the captain or whoever. I got 2 knee replacements and he tackled.
Relax, man.
Relax.
Hey, what's going on, man? This tackled me, man.
This is what I'm talking about.
You know me.
I know you. Let him put handcuffs on you. We'll figure this thing out. Okay?
Wow, no, that man. I told this I had knee replacement and he gonna tackle me.
Okay, we'll figure this out. Hold on, we'll figure this out.
Stop pulling away. That's the whole reason you're like this, man.
Man, I ain't.
Hey, you know me, man.
I know it. Look,
Hey,
and this did this.
Let him put these on. We'll figure this thing out, okay? I know. Let's get this thing figured out, okay?
Got 2 knee replaced, and he gonna tackle me.
Go to your side.
Yeah, I know.
Once the damage was done, the officer's tone changed, but only because people were watching. And suddenly the deputy pretended to be helpful. That's the pattern: brute force first, soft voice later. But the cameras were still rolling, and no small amount of small talk could undo what had already been caught on tape.
Man, you know that. Can you get my phone?
Absolutely. Actually, I don't see your
my
phone.
My phone's in the bushes or somewhere with the cane.
I got your cane.
I can't walk, man.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll get it. Yeah. Okay, let's switch in the car.
Can you turn? Look, man, this put these things on this right here. Look how tight these are.
Hold on. Let me adjust that to the
What's your cell phone look like?
It's black. It's right back there. The tackled me up in there.
I'm gonna get it for you.
Wow.
Is there anything else?
Wow.
Just the cell phone?
Oh, wow. Wow. Come on. Go inside, Harry. No, she's not. Your ass is this other guy.
Octa, medical?
Hey.
Medical to our location. And so then Sarah started getting all irate.
He gonna let him be. That's what he's supposed to. That's what you came for. Come on, motherfucker.
As we're still walking by.
No, you did it.
And he's told him that he's heard fat bad and so he tackled him.
Now that others were watching closely, the officer switched gears, trying to smooth things over with polite words and have expectations, but it was too late. The damage was already recorded, and not just on cameras, but in how the officer handled every second of authority. He wanted George to just walk away, but only on his terms. And when a cop loses control, rewriting the story becomes his last defense.
He's like, he's a my investigation. Because he came over, the police officers followed us, and my husband was he No, he was just telling the resident that, yeah, I did tell you that. I did tell you. I said, yeah, I did tell you that.
I got on the video.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's like, I did tell you that. And so
I'm trying to find his cell phone. I can't find it. Did it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. You just had him down at all? You just have it on it?
I have no idea. I didn't get that far. I want him to walk away. He refused to keep going. He kept tripping back. Gary, go inside. You're making the matters much worse, ma'am. Are you okay? I'm good. All right. I appreciate it.
You can show my partner all your information.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm sorry he gave you a problem.
As soon as the dust settled, the excuses began. Suddenly it was about lease agreements, technicalities, and whether George had the right to be there, as if paperwork could justify what had just happened. The deputy didn't care about the lease until after the cuffs were on, but this time the story had too many witnesses to bury.
Problem, man.
It's okay, man.
Wow, that sucks. You good hear them? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know this guy?
I just from talked to him 100 times.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it is in here somewhere or she has it.
Yeah. Ma'am? Ma'am?
I've got it on.
Thank you.
I did not.
Do you have your phone? Can you call it?
I do not.
So we see your
I didn't bring my phone in.
Okay. I don't think he had a phone with him. Because we scuffled right here.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in like a Where's Waldo trying to, and it's
Okay, hey, Brian. Come over here.
Okay.
Just making matters worse.
Would you like some cold water?
Yeah. Now, can I talk to you over here, please? Is there a lease agreement that says that he cannot be here?
She's not saying he cannot be here, but he cannot be here. He's not, well, Bianca, she's not even at work here.
Problem is, he's a tenant. And he has all rights as a tenant.
He
unless
isn't a
there's
tenant.
This guy isn't?
The guy you're talking about.
Can you believe a cop's ego is so fragile that being challenged by a man with two bad knees was all it took to make him snap? Really think about that. This wasn't some violent threat or dangerous criminal. It was a guy standing his ground, using his voice, and daring to know his rights. And that alone unraveled the whole performance.
Unless there's rules and regulations that say he can't have gas.
There's an eviction in process.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So until that eviction is done and he is no longer has standing, there's nothing you can do with him.
So
plain and
he's
simple.
harassing the old seniors.
Well, but she
her mouth goes, but you and I tried to stay neutral.
can't go both ways.
It can't, but we were upstairs minding our own business when he
I got
came
you.
at us, pulled his shirt out, flicked his little thing around,
He exposed
grabbed
himself?
his belly.
Oh, did he
didn't
expose?
just his
Okay.
belly, but dirty and nasty.
All right. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. All right. You can talk to Bianca about doing
Here, I gotta file another report.
a trespassing. But who's the other gentleman that was walking?
He lives in the corner. He walks his dog with his wife every day. I don't know when he starts flapping his mouth.
Yep.
Because he does it with the kids
Yep.
too. But He does have 2 bad knees. That is where.
Oh, well.
I know. I hear you.
So,
I'm on your side now.
okay. All right.
So when everything else calms down,
If I can just hang tight with you without Carrie, because she's not helping the situation either. So I'll talk with you in a minute, Bethany, okay?
you want some bottled water?
No, I'm good. I have some. Right now, I need wife's.
With the help of civil rights attorney Jeriel Steering, George sued Riverside County for violating his First and Fourth Amendment rights, abuse of authority, and causing emotional and physical harm. To avoid trial, the county agreed to a settlement of $498,000. Though the payout came entirely from taxpayers' funds, not the officer's pocket, there was one rare consequence. Deputy Robert Glasser was fired. In the end, George turned an unlawful arrest into a powerful legal and financial victory. Unfortunately, these officers reminded us once again how quickly power can be abused when no one holds it accountable. And if you think this was outrageous, wait until you see what's coming in our next video. Some cops take things to a whole new level, and we've got the footage to prove it.